Welcome back, folks. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. Born on this date in 1968, Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Shelby Lynne of Mobile. It's National Nut Day, so I guess we ought to all be kind to the nuts in our life. There's at least one in every bunch, so if you don't have a nut in your life, well, happy Nut Day. Pecan is the nut in my life, by the way. That's why I pronounce it correctly. We have several news updates today, so let's get to it. I'm Ike Morgan, and we are down in Alabama.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock has tips to protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report phishing, and update the software on your devices. And for comprehensive identity protection, let LifeLock alert you to suspicious uses of your personal information. LifeLock also fixes identity theft, guaranteed or your money back. Stay smart, safe, and protected with a 30-day free trial at lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Now, this first story has been unfolding piece by piece as Winn-Dixie stores have been converted to Aldi's or sold by parent company Southeastern Grocers. AL.com's William Thornton reports that the grocery store chain will completely pull out of Alabama by next year. It's part of a rebranding and reorganization by Southeastern Grocers. It will now be known as the Winn-Dixie Company and narrow the chain to its locations in Florida, the company's home state, and a few stores in South Georgia. Southeastern Grocers currently has 20 Winn-Dixies remaining in Alabama. It announced earlier this month that it's selling 3 of those locations to Food City, which has said it'll retain most of the store's employees. By sometime next year, the Winn-Dixie Company expects to be operating around 130 grocery stores and 140 liquor stores in Florida and Georgia. A veteran Tuscaloosa County Commissioner had a run-in with Tuscaloosa police on Tuesday, reports AL.com's Carol Robinson. Reginald Murray has been on the commission for 29 years. Police say he arrived at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School after a student awards program had begun already. Per school policy, external doors were locked once the program began. Now, police say that Murray knocked on the locked auditorium door and was told he couldn't enter. Police say Murray continued to knock on a window, and when an officer tried to remove him from the property, he resisted the officer. An officer ended up handcuffing the commissioner and even pulled a taser but didn't deploy it. Murray was, however, not arrested. He declined to comment on Tuesday, but indicated he may at a later time. Dozens of people spoke at a 3-hour hearing at the Alabama Public Library Service over a proposed rule on a transgender issue, reports AL.com's Mike Kaysen. The rule would require libraries to keep literature on transgender ideology out of children's sections. One count estimated 34 people speaking in favor of the rule and 25 against it. The board has also received more than 8,000 written responses to the rule, with about 80% in favor. Note that number could be packed a bit because of a call out for supportive responses in a Republican Party newsletter. The meeting came at the end of a period of the board's hearing public comment on the proposed change. The Montgomery County Commission approved $10 million in funding for Jackson Hospital, reports AL.com's Savannah Trians-Fernandez. But commissioners are worried that that won't be enough. One of them, Doug Singleton, said the resolution was more a commitment to put up the money if the city and state pony up as well. Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed recently vetoed a city resolution to provide $15 million because he wanted the county to provide the majority of the funds needed. Now, the $10 million passed by the county doesn't seem to quite meet that threshold, as officials say that the hospital needs $25 million from local governments, as well as $25 million from the state. The backdrop for this story is Jackson Hospital's bankruptcy filed in February after a $60 million bond default last year. And Bessemer's mayor during the 90s, Quitman Mitchell, has passed away, reports AL.com's Joseph D. Bryant. Mitchell was mayor of the city from 1990 until 2002. He had previously held a position that at one time perhaps made you the most informed man in a small town, barber. He won a seat on the city council in 1986 before becoming Bessemer's first black mayor. Jefferson County Commission President Jimmy Stevens remembered Mitchell's service as mayor, his answering a 2 a.m. call to help people who had lost their home in a fire, and his volunteer work with the Red Cross after he had left office. Said Stevens, quote, "Mitch served the city well during his term as councilman and mayor, but I like to remember him better as a man who served his community." Quitman Mitchell was 85 years old. Hey, we're going to be back tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening to us. If you will, leave a rating on whatever app you're using. We'd really appreciate that. And make sure to come by and see us anytime you can. We're on the World Wide Web at AL.com.
Start the season with Etsy and make your holiday traditions extra special. On Etsy, you'll discover original pieces from small shops that will help you celebrate your way. Shop Etsy for holiday decor that makes you feel seen. Special starts on Etsy. Tap the banner to shop now.